All right, good evening, guys. Ken at Tortoise Capital Nightly Strategy Podcast for December 22nd, 2021. I'm going to cover the market health check and the trades from today. I'm having some troubles with the quote server for VIX and some of the IQ feed data. So I'm still working through some issues there. So we're just going to look at the strategy health check and then the traders today. All right. So the continuation trade today took the price from yesterday's close. It opened basically the same place, bottom of the dragon, took it through the Bollinger Band mean, all the way through the dragon, above the RL90, and then breached the top of the dragon for a RLXD price. That's a good sign. We are now within, tactical distance of the 10 and the 30-day highs, and close to the Z1 edge of the river. So that is promising. That's quite a move off the 10-day low, which happened just 3 days ago. That's almost 3.5% move. So that looks promising. We're going to take a look at the sectors that worked today. It was basically the ones that worked yesterday. There was good follow through. This was a really tradable move in the big broad indexes. So still cautiously optimistic. I'm still in tactical mode here as we're approaching the low volume holidays with lots of COVID news and economic news in the that combines for a very volatile kind of a market. So I'm mostly a tactical trader right now. The S&P was up 1% today. The Qs were the strongest at plus 1.22. The Russell was within earshot of the S&P at plus 0.96. Diamonds were at 0.7. Emerging markets at 0.48. And then treasuries continued to be a good defensive play at up a half to close at 149.82 within distance of the key 150 price level. The sectors that worked today, and I'd be looking for more follow through on these tomorrow. Blockchain, agriculture, and blended commodities. Bitcoin, tech, we're up 1.3. Brazil and Mexico lumber up 1.3 to 1.5. Lithium, oil, and S&P discretionary up 1.8. Ethereum up 1.9. Good follow through today there. Bitcoin 2.7. Marijuana 4%. The big individual targets that worked. Tesla with a nice big move today, 7.5% to get through the key psychological level of 1,000. Alcoa, Coinbase, TX, and Devon. So there's some good industrials in there. Microsoft up a solid 1.8. Cliff and Apple in tech space and steels 1.5. PayPal 1.3. US Steel 1.28. So yesterday's winners continued to win today, and that's the way to be ready to exploit for tomorrow. The underperforming sectors, FANGs, wheat and precious, Bitcoin, materials, and lumber at between 0.97 and 0.8. So, commercial real estate, energy, oil exploration, and consumer staples 0.63. Lagging were even all of the indexes were finance, moonshots, clean energy, S&P biotech now into the red, ARC innovation minus 0.11, ARC genomics 0.5, and then the VIX down 5.7. So Individual companies that underperformed. Robinhood and Squarespace in the financial disruptors, down 1.8 and 3%. John Deere minus 0.8, Virgin Galactic 0.21. So some underperformers there. So I'm still looking for Brazil and Mexico to continue their little stealth gains tomorrow. The key tech leaders, and then also some of these energy plays. And finally, I'll be working the metals again with TX, Alcoa, and US Steel all outperforming today. Take a abbreviated look here at the traders. Some more good work today. So this is in the S&P E-minis on the 5s. Excellent shot, a very nice recovery capture there for 3. Plays the RLXD with a tight stop, gets basically a scratch or a fractional loss. Now this would have been the normal entry right here. I think maybe a little gun shy from there. So the entry and then the re-entry was very nice to get paid. Now, I'd like to see you get this, especially on the 5s, when you notice how you're basically on the previous ones that are trading pretty well, you're only taking the 1 bar loss. So my belief is that should have been right about here instead of giving back almost 2R by my calculation in there. Now, being away from the computer naturally always pays a price. There's the RLXD and the PSAR flip for the massive move of the day and the second massive move of the day. And that would have been, in the way you've been trading here, that probably would have been 10 to 15 R if you were available. So opportunity cost there. But good work on the trades you got. This is in gold futures on the 5s. I find this one harder to trade than the broad indexes, to be honest. Reasonable effort to get short at the low of the day. Good exit and a nice reentry. There's a COTA 2 possibility there. And again, I think on the 5s, you would want to be up in here. And that would give you, instead of +3, that would probably give you +5. And that would bring you in about probably +4 for the day. Here's a COTA 2 and a COTA 2. And again, away from the computer, no worries. Notice this extreme move at Z3 and then the reversal back in at either at Z2 or at Z1 gives you that whole move, which would have made your day. Opportunity costs. Sleep is overrated. Here's Ken H in Tesla. Very nice opportunity trade here. Notices the gap was probably not available because he would ordinarily have taken this one. Gets the COTA 2, good capital preservation. The second COTA 2 and a Z3P pays off for 4X, and then these were probably micro scratches. So coming in around +4 for the day and no overnight risk. Later in the day, find support at the VWAP, and then a COTA 2 were available. Here's the Aussie for Luke. just as nice as it can be. And this is on the 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm thinking that works a little better. So if you're not sleeping, here is your standard pattern here. You got a high, a lower high. You notice the dragon has rolled over. The PSAR has flipped. You might have gotten this one. You could have gotten this one on the rejection of the dragon. There's a collapsing dragon right there. Oh, a second, like a caught a two, probably cashing it and then getting short again. Here's the perfect, this is an SSC, good scratch, great reentry, good exit, great reentry, great second position, and getting paid for 8. This would have probably been another +6-ish if you're around opportunity cost, but that's looking good. The Aussie on the 5s is looking like a natural, and I'm hoping that more closely aligns with your with a more regular work schedule for you, Luke. And that because it trades, 23 and a half hours a day, that you get a chance to have normal human work hours. Here's the S&P. And this is on the 2s. Had a short bias, don't have a short bias, be direction neutral. That's why it cost you half of the move. And I would agree with this. Let's get the one position properly managed all the way through until it almost becomes boring. And then that will allow you to really reinforce the 2-hour battle drill. Here's the trade I like right here on the fake 1 go 2. This is a reasonable breakout. We might have gotten it here, but that's still okay. That's a good capital preservation. That's a reasonable short side. But when that doesn't fail immediately, it's holding support at the VWAP and starts to go back up. You got to get this exit with a stop and reverse, or that's a stop and reverse. That's a good scratch. This is a good reentry. If you're going to take a second position, that's fine. And then that's where I think the exit should be, right here, rather than the third position. That's where I think you want the exit. Held all the way through here, it gave back too much. This is a good effort on the short side. When we get that much at the Z3 and starts to reverse, I don't mind taking the scratch, and I don't mind the scratch there. That was a little unlucky. So I think we got to get more out of that. That's a reasonable cost of learning. I think getting rid of that third trade makes this turns this into a really winning position, and would have paid for those today. Okay, so good work on that. All right, that's everything I got for us today. I'm gonna get the I'm gonna be working on that quote server. Tomorrow is just more of the same. It's a tactical trading day, lots of volatility. Watch your energies, the metals, and the tech indexes, I think, are still the ones to look at for tomorrow. If you got time, Brazil and Mexico as frog champions are also going to be good tomorrow as well. All right, that's everything I got. We'll get this published and posted, and we shall see you tomorrow.